disruptive.
America that I fought for.
Weird thing to happen. I really don't know how to take this in, folks. I just saw this. So this is from Table Salt, and it says, wow, Punjabi rappers in Canada are releasing videos of them beating up white people while wearing Home is Canada jackets. So supposedly this is a legit music video. A legit music video that was published and recorded through a recording company, that someone put this rap video out of Punjabi people beating up on white people. And I don't know how to make of this. I really don't know how to make of this. That it just seems like, it seems like this is like a psyop. It's an influential psyop at this point. So take a look at this. I had to cut the audio to this video for copyright purposes, but just take a watch. So there's Jacket there. He's rapping. And then look, he just beat up the guy, the white guy. There's another one. Look at this. Wow. No. This is crazy. This is crazy. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the full video, but people watching that should be a little bit concerned. Should be massively concerned, actually, but they should start being concerned that rap videos being produced by record labels are showcasing and illustrating Punjabi newcomers coming into Canada wearing jackets that says Home is Canada and beating up on white people. Beating up on random strangers on the street who happen to be white. Does that not sound like crazy? Does that not sound like it's race baiting? Do you see that I feel like it's a psyop purposely to encourage violence, to encourage this kind of behavior, that we're furthering dividing people in this way? And the reason I come to that conclusion, because watching that kind of reminds me of this. So you remember rapper Ice Cube warned people that the rap record labels encouraging criminal behavior and help fuel private prison industry. So back in the day, when you listen to hip hop and rap music in, say, the 80s, it had a very, very different tone than the mid 90s. It had a very, very different tone. You listen to hip hop back in the 80s, it was kind of, just about, friends and friendship, and it was kind of nice. It was kind of nice. And then all of a sudden, there was this big seismic shift where all of a sudden, now rap music, the lyrics change from, supporting your fellow man and being there for each other and just having a good time. All of a sudden, it went to F the police. Shoot down officers, beat up pimps and hoes. All of a sudden, gangster rap exploded out of nowhere. That shift from innocent hip-hop and music collaboration all of a sudden went to these lyrics about criminal behavior that young, impressionable kids are listening to, get caught up in that music, and then sometimes eventually do those same activities. So, Ice Cube warned people about this. Ice Cube warned people a while back, actually. It made national attention when he went on to podcasts about it. But being a rapper himself, knew that inside the doors, inside the rap record labels, that they were subsidizing private prisons. So they need to change the lyrics and encourage people to become criminals so they can send more people to prison. You know how Hillary Clinton went on stage and told that, black kids are super predators. It's kind of because of this. It's kind of because the record label changed its tone purposely because their business was now in private prison equity. They wanted to get more prisoners into their facilities. How do you do that? You encourage them now with music. You propagandize people through music.
Okay, let's take rap music.
Let's take it.
Same people who own the labels own the prisons. So
Literally the same people?
literally the same people who own the labels own private prisons. So it seems really kind of suspicious, if you want to say that word, that the records that come out are really geared to push people towards that prison industry.
But they didn't make you write those lyrics.
It's not about making somebody write the lyrics. It's about being there as guardrails to make sure certain songs make it through and certain songs don't. Certain flavors are exposed on the record. Some records are made by committee. Meaning record company guys sit around and tell the artists, this is hot, say that, do this. We're gonna have this guy write the lyrics. We're gonna have that. So the narrative is really kind of, structured and really made into what the record company want the record to be, and what a lot of artists are frustrated with this kind of music making. A lot of people, feel like they're being controlled by the label. This is how they do it. Telling you what songs to sing, what hooks to do, what songs, you can do your song, that's fine. That's an album cut. But the single is what we all say is the single. So you have, the record company pushing the narrative, so this to me is in somewhat, some social engineering going on here to make sure those prisons stay full.
So, what Ice Cube said about rap music making benefit for the private prison industry is kind of similar to what we just saw with that Punjabi rap video. It seems like it's marketing social engineering through music, that this rap artist just happens to have this video compiled together performing with a record label that showcases Punjabi people beating up on white people in Canada. It just, it goes far beyond a coincidence. It goes far beyond just, that just happens to be what's in the video. And as Ice Cube is saying that, yeah, they've been doing this for a while. That the record label, the producers, the marketers, the people behind the scenes that are promoting this content, they're telling people, hey, you got to listen to this track or this artist or whatever, are purposely doing this to social engineer people to help render more potential criminals into the private prison industry. Why? Because the private prison industry has a lot of bang in their buck from the record labels. The record labels invest into private prison industries for that purpose. They get a lot of back and forth business between the two. So that's why rap music changed from, simple 80s hip hop to gangster rap, and why we're seeing a Canadian music video showcasing a Punjabi guy in a jacket beating up on white people. It's not a coincidence. It's engineering. They did it intentionally. And that's the only thing I can think of explaining people why this happened. Why we see a video like this. Let's show this again. Show people this video. There he is, walking down the street. People are standing outside. Gets in a confrontation, and boom. Boom. Hitting him multiple times. He's down on the ground. Hitting another guy. Another guy with a polo shirt and jeans. Yeah, I'm sure those guys are really threatening. I'm sure there was a reason for this. It has nothing to do with race baiting, social engineering, so that we can cause more chaos on the streets, so that it further sows division. Couldn't be that. It's just a coincidence. Punjabi rapper wearing a jacket, homeless Canada, beating up on white guys, you know? That's just music these days. People don't understand the music kids listen to. But record artists that have investments elsewhere, they know it's best for us. Hey, here at Kitz Corner, we want to thank you, our viewers and our subscribers that tune into Kitz Corner for the latest dives in trending news, political conspiracies, and the craziest of stories. However, being in this business isn't an easy job. Because we're independent, we can dive into stories that the mainstream outlets are afraid to do so. But unfortunately, that doesn't give us the luxury of big advertising or government subsidies. That's why we reach out to you. You can support Kitz Corner and get some cool new threads in the process. Say what? That's right, check out our merch store, where we have a big selection of t-shirts, mugs, stickers, sweaters, bags, and more. All with interesting designs too, like this True North Strong and Free. So if you want to show off your support, go to our website at kitzcorner.net. That's kitzcorner.net. And click the store link at the top of the screen. Or you can scan the QR code provided on screen to get instant access to our merch store. Your support makes a huge difference at what we do here. So why not wear your support too? So go to kitzcorner.net or scan the QR code on your screen to get to our one-of-a-kind Kitz Corner merchandise store. Thank you.